You know, of course, we all have qualities we want in a potential mate.
That's right. But ladies, admit it, sometimes you can get pretty picky.
Who is your perfect guy?
Well, first of all, he's too humble to know he's perfect. He's intelligent, supportive, funny. He's romantic and courageous. He's got a good body, but he doesn't have to look in the mirror every 2 minutes. He's kind, and sensitive, and gentle. He's not afraid to cry in front of me.
This is a man we're talking about, right?
All right, so is being picky a good thing, or is it going to keep you constantly searching for Mr. Right?
Relationship expert Janie Lacy is here with the answer. It's a good thing to make a list, right?
We're talking about a man here, right? I love that line from that movie.
Yeah, that was great. If a client was to come in my office, Andy, and they were to say, you know, should I make a list? I would say absolutely, and I would take out the pen and paper and say, start writing.
High five, girlfriend. Yes.
Okay, but let's talk. But you would have some good advice on how far not to go with the list.
Right, absolutely. Okay. You want to be realistic. And when Hollywood sends us certain things as, shows us what a relationship looks like, we can get some not realistic standards.
Sure.
But we do need to have a list.
Though.
Absolutely, because it does give us a standard. There are certain things that should be non-negotiable for us. We can look at our past relationships and see what has worked for us, what hasn't worked for us, or some of the things that we know inside ourselves that are important, that we would want someone to kind of complement those things with us.
It kind of backs you up when you're feeling desperate and you say, wait a minute, let me go back to my list. Is that the main purpose for having a list?
Well, that can be one purpose, because there can be times when you're lonely, your clock is ticking, and you're like, well, where's my man? Well, that list can keep you, these are my standards, and I'm not going to compromise, because in those times when we're lonely and we can get desperate, we can easily compromise certain things about ourselves.
But you should keep, I would think, relatively broad. You know, Holly mentioned earlier about a guy. Well, but I mean, in terms of his character or sense of humor. But when you start talking about specific heights and color of eyes and which restaurants he likes to eat at,
Wait a minute. But should you be that specific? Because this is someone you want to spend the rest of your life with. Should you say, I want him to have nice legs, I want him to have a nice butt, I want him to have, you know, long hair, short hair, whatever the case may be? Should you be? I'm serious. Yeah. I mean, come on.
I want to hear this answer. I want to hear this answer.
Should you be that specific?
Well, what I would say is you want 2 columns on that must list. One would be the ones that are non-negotiable, things that come from your core values, your principles, but those things that you're talking about would be desires. But I would not have them as deal breakers, because they may not necessarily be realistic. And you want someone that has enough similarities to you that you can have intimacy, but enough differences that they are necessary, right?
Okay, all right, so you want the things that still bring out the passion and all that stuff.
What do you think from your experience in talking with women about these kind of things is one of the most unrealistic things that women expect in their perfect guy?
Well, for example, if the woman is living at home with her parents and she wants the guy to be a CEO of a company and has 3 cars, why would he want to be with you, right?
Wow, okay.
Right, so we want to be realistic.
I got to get Mitch to chime in here. Mitch, what are you looking for as far as a perfect girl? Let's get a guy's perspective.
Wife.
For me, I would think just somebody that's accepting. You know what I'm saying? I think because, and you'll have to admit, because women want to change everything. So apparently they're not looking for that. They're looking to change that in a person. But to wrap it up, I would say if there's a perfect person for me, what I would want would be, and she's here, ladies and gentlemen, Joan Van Ark, joining us this morning. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Joan Van Ark, so glad to have you here. We thank you. She and I will be doing our own little Knots Landing a little bit later on today. So, no, we are actually I'm going to be landing in this thing right behind you. I'm sorry to embarrass you. We'll be in here. This is the Shark Tank, so it's really, really cool. More Daily Buzz around the corner. You don't want to go anywhere. Miss out. I could die within the show. More after this.